My camera is turned. I did turn my camera on. It's on. We're live. Hi guys.
That's what wait.
I'm looking. I am looking on my Danielle, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
For some reason, I can't, my camera's not on. So if anybody was wondering as to why I'm not on the thing, that's why.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you live on YouTube as well?
We live on YouTube. Let me make sure so I can share it. Let
me ask you a question. Are you live?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Let me make sure so I can share it.
Nobody can see either of us.
Let me ask you a question. Are you live? Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Let me make sure.
Nobody can see either of us. Danielle, you heard me?
Yeah, baby, it's gonna be okay.
Well, we just gonna have to still rock on because it's the Mercury retrograde, honey. We can't do much about it. Anyway, so first I think we're gonna do like an introduction of who we are for those who don't know. So I guess I'll start.
Can you see any comments?
Yeah, I can see the comments on my phone.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so you're on your phone and you're what you call it, right?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm looking at the comments on my phone, so I can see the comments on my phone.
Because I can't see nothing, child. Fix that.
So, okay, guys. So, anyways, for those of you who don't know, my name is Mara Sank. We're having technical issues going through the Mercury retrograde, so I repeat myself again. That's why no one can see us on actual video. But anyways, my name is Mara Sank, and I am from Chicago, Illinois. Me and Danielle have been close friends for how long have we been close friends?
Too damn long, girl. Too long.
Anyway, so we decided to start a YouTube channel, seeing as how people seem to love our opinions and things we have to say, and we have a lot of stuff to say. So we decided to start this YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, and she really appreciates everyone for joining us. Say hi if you're here. Drop comments down because we love feedback. Anyways, I am a Bruja. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm a Bruja. I'm into the occult life, astrology, the metaphysics thing, that whole thing. That's me. So yeah, and Danielle, you go ahead.
My name is Danielle.
Astrology, the metaphysics thing, that whole thing.
Hold up. And I'm from Mississippi, and that's it. I'm a single mom. I'm a single mother of a 7-year-old son.
Okay, great. So our topic is do women lead men on? And me and Danielle actually have two opposing views on this. So should I start or should we start, Danielle?
Go ahead and start, darling.
Okay, so my opinion is women do lead men on very often. This is why we have, what is it called, the friend zone. We have a lot of men who women know want to date them, and they have no intention of dating a guy, but they still allow him to do certain things that he otherwise wouldn't if he knew he had no chance in hell being with her. So to me, that That's leading men on. Like a lot of girls, and a lot of times women tend to play the passive role and not like tell a guy flat out that she's not interested in him. Because she still likes the attention that guys give her. So she doesn't want to lose the attention. What do you think, Danielle?
So you're saying that, wait a minute, they're saying that there's a delay. We might have to come on and try this again, honey.
There's a delay? What do you mean?
In the comments, my one of my friends said that there's a delay.
I mean,
Leah, can you hear us?
That says to us that Jackie Briggs was fighting for the light for a long time.
Can anybody see us or hear us at all?
She said she can hear us.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay, let's roll.
Maybe on the playback, it probably won't be such a delay on the playback. Danielle, did you share the video on your on your Facebook?
When I did the live, let me share it again though. Okay.
Anthony has one 380 caliber bullet to his right.
Okay, now what you say, girl? What was your view?
I told you already. We're waiting for you to tell us what you think.
Well, apparently that's why I asked you. What did you just say, so I can tell you about yourself?
Again, I said women do lead men on.
I don't think women lead men on. I think men don't know when they're being curved, or like men have such big egos that they don't want a lot of themselves to actually think that they're being led on, which adds to them being led on. It's like some men don't know when they being curved. And I just be like, you being curved, baby, like,
So you don't think it's up to the woman to let the guy know that she doesn't like him?
If a woman knows if a woman knows that she likes a guy, she'll give him signals, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman is giving him signals that she likes him, right? Shouldn't a man know when a woman isn't really feeling him like that?
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, a lot of women do certain things, like let a guy take her out on dates, accept gifts from him.
The guy isn't really, a lot of times the guy ain't really doing that for the woman. The guy is doing that so he can get some pussy. Like,
what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, that's still leading somebody on. If you accepting his gifts, you're letting him take you out on dates. All those things says to a guy that you like him and he has a chance with you. Now, whether that chance is to have sex or for actual commitment, I don't know. But that's still leading him on.
I disagree. I think that if a girl is on the phone, if you're on the phone with a girl and y'all don't have anything to talk about, that's not a good sign. And if a guy doesn't like recognize that that's not a good sign, then it's like, okay, that's not a good sign. If a girl goes out on a date with you and she's on the phone the whole time, that's not a good sign. Like, why would you continue the date with her? If a girl is putting everything before you, it's not a good sign. She's not choosing you. So that would tell me, like, I just don't think guys want to take hints because they rather kind of have their egos stroked than to really take a hint and see what's what.
So then let me ask you this. What is the point of going on a date with a guy if you're going to be on your phone and you're going to be ignoring him?
The free food. Duh.
If you're going to just act like you don't really like him.
Because I was hungry. Duh.
But that's leading him on.
That's not leading him on. He should be grown enough and old. Well, see, I'm old, so I would think a guy should be grown enough and old enough to know when somebody's playing with them. I would think after a certain age, a guy should know better.
No, now come on, Danielle. You know dang on well that if the tables were turned and the guy was allowing you to do all these things for him that you normally wouldn't do if you didn't think you guys were headed towards a relationship or something romantic, you would feel led on. So what's the difference?
I've been led on before and now I know better.
So let me ask you, so is it safe to say that you've led men on? Or you lead men on?
Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I plead the 5th. I don't need
no, you can't plead the 5th. We want to know, okay, drop in the comments if you ever been personally led on by Danielle.
What? I wish somebody would.
Drop in the comments.
I wish somebody would come out here and say that I led them. I've never led anybody on in my life. They know what's up.
Like I said, drop in the comments if you ever been personally led on by Danielle. Cause trust me, I'm waiting for somebody to say that she let them on. Cause I know that somebody's is gonna say that. Cause sounds like you're getting free meals.
Girl, you can't count anything below 25. Like for real. Like,
So what leads what about a guy makes a woman not necessarily want to date him, which will cause her to lead him on?
Ooh, child. There's so much. Let's see. If a guy is too needy, like if you're constantly calling me, you're constantly texting me, if you text me and I haven't responded to you and you text me again, that's probably going to turn me off because it's going to say like, you're too anxious. For me, mostly it's neediness. Like if a guy is sweating me too hard, it automatically makes me withdraw. What about you?
I don't feel like I lead men on, so I don't know.
You don't
like,
lead men on?
If this is the thing. Now, I may be backpedaling a little bit because it's kind of like This is the thing. I've had guys tell me that they felt like I led them on, but I've never like told them, you know what I mean? Like we were dating, I was interested in you, you know, anything like that. When we hang out, if we did hang out, like I paid for myself because we were friends, you know. I think a lot of guys too, like they misinterpret a woman wanting to be their friend for leading them on, because it's not my fault that you said you wanted to be friends. And
so you're leading, so you lead men on.
First off, Gabe, don't be, unless you're gonna join the panel, Gabe, don't be in the comments talking stuff. I'm gonna get on my Gabe like when he be on the panels and talking and yelling at the people in the comments. Gabe, don't get in the comments talking stuff unless you want to go on the panel.
Cause Gabe know you lead men on too.
Anyways, like I was saying, a lot of guys have this entitlement issue where they are like, oh, I want to be your friend. And in my mind, I'm assuming you really want to be my friend. And then like a couple months, have you ever had this happen to you, Danielle? Like a couple months later, they start tripping like, oh, well, what's going to happen with us? And you're like, dude, I thought you said you want to be friends. Like,
you know what? To be honest with you, It's actually been the opposite. I used to lie to guys and be like, I want to be your friend, but I really like the guy, but I ain't think the guy really liked me. But I was like, with this great ass personality that I have, I'm gonna win this motherfucker over. And so I would act like I was the guy's friend, but I would just get as much information about them and then exploit them, which is kind of messed up, but it's a little true. It's true.
So you, because I'm
Never
trying
let
to make
men
sure I
on.
understand.
I'm saying, like, I would tell a guy that I wanted to just be their friend, and I may have really liked the guy, but I would lie and say that I wanted to be a guy's friend and get as much information about the guy and then do what they like, and not, sometimes they ended up liking me too.
So when you tell a guy that you want to be his friend, you didn't really mean it, or you did mean it? That's why I'm kind of confused on.
No, I would say that if it was a guy that I liked and I told him I wanted to be his friend, then I was lying. You know what I mean?
Okay, so why did you tell him you want to be his friend?
Because I didn't think that the guy was interested in me romantically, and so I figured, if I be his friend, then I can find out all kinds of stuff. And then, I used to read all these romance novels and, like being the girl next door and stuff. And so I would be like, you know what? I could pretend to be his friend, find out all this information about him and, exploit it.
Okay, so basically the friend thing is what people say to get closer. Is that what it is?
I think it's a manipulation tactic, to be honest, especially if you really want something romantic with a person, you don't want to be their friend for real.
Well, how would that person know that you want something romantic with them if you don't say it? This is what I'm saying. Like,
you feel like a person has to say that they want a certain thing from you to let you know that?
Yeah, because if you tell a person you want to be friends with them, there's a high possibility that they're gonna assume you really meant you wanted to be friends.
Trust me, girl, a few of them did think that. A few thought that, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like, I would go about it a different way, but that was that low self-esteem, child.
So, another thing that I wanted to point out again was that I think that a lot of times women get ego strokes from knowing that a guy likes them, knowing they can get a guy, knowing that a guy likes them and it's gonna stroke their ego, and then they keep him in their back pocket for when the guy that they actually like is not acting right, and then they can go and get their ego stroke with the dude that they know likes them.
I really believe everybody does that. How many guys have you known that's dated multiple women, have multiple women cooking, cleaning, having sex with them, running their small errands, basically like having the guy damn near, the guys will have these girls damn near in love and be in love with possibilities, not anything, not even anything concrete, but in love with possibilities. And I feel like guys lead women on more than women lead guys on, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say that men don't lead women on. Obviously, they do.
So, who do you think leads on at a higher rate, men or women?
I'm gonna say it's pretty even. I'm not gonna say anybody leads anybody on more. I'm gonna say it's pretty even, because the equivalent to the friend zone for a man is the friend with benefits, where the dude knows the woman wants a relationship, knows that she wants to have more, yet he's still having sex with her. He's still enjoying her time, and he has no plans on ever being in a real relationship with her.
So when does it become the woman's responsibility to say, you know what? No, I don't want to do this. When is it her responsibility to stop it?
When she's not getting what she wants.
Yeah, so you think women sell themselves short for it?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you want a relationship, you need to make that loud and clear. If you want to just be,
do you think men do? So do you think that men who just want sex make that loud and clear?
I think that they do. Women just don't listen.
Good point. Good point.
Because a guy doesn't have to say, look, girl, I just want to fuck. Excuse my French, but he can say, I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy your time. Da, da, da. That's pretty much saying it.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Okay, so you had an interesting topic that you wanted to talk about, and you wanted to talk about wearing condoms and women requiring men to wear condoms, and whose responsibility is it for preventing pregnancy? You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, let's go. Now let's say this. Whoever does not want the baby, let's say this again. Whoever does not want the baby is responsible for making sure that they're protected.
I don't know if I fully agree with that, Danielle, but keep going.
That's that. I mean, if you don't want a baby, why would you run up in a woman raw? Why would you go on her raw if you know that we all know how babies are made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if babies are made by a man sticking his penis into a woman and ejaculating inside of her, then he knows that there's a possibility of her getting pregnant. If he doesn't want a baby, wouldn't it make sense for him to strap up?
Okay, so but here's the thing though, the downfall or the upside to that is that a lot of guys and a lot of oops babies have come about when a guy did wear a condom and the condom broke. So then what? And the woman still kept the baby.
Because that is a chance that he took when he entered inside of her vagina. That is a chance that he took. Birth control, condoms, whatever. A man has to be careful, and if a man doesn't want a baby by a woman, he should be more careful on who he lays up with.
So you're saying that it's the man if the man doesn't want a baby, it's his responsibility to prevent the woman from getting pregnant.
Yes.
So if she does, so what measures should he take to keep her from getting pregnant?
He can wait until he's married to have sex so he can procreate with the woman he wants to create with. He can basically use condoms, spermicide. Yeah.
So what if he he wants to get his itch scratched? So you're saying that men shouldn't have sex unless they're having sex with the woman they want a child with?
Yeah, it would keep a lot of unwanted pregnancies down, to be honest.
Well, here's the thing though, like we know in today's culture, people want to have sex, people want to fuck, people want, they want to get their rocks off. So I don't think that, because the women want to have sex too. So I don't think, saying that the man should just not have sex is the answer. My personal opinion, this is my personal opinion, I feel like the womb is inside of the woman. The woman should protect her womb. You only have but a small window of pregnancy. You're only fertile for 5 days at most. So
and if a woman doesn't want to get pregnant, a woman probably won't get pregnant. You know, I'm saying like consensual sex wise, whatever. But if a woman doesn't want to get pregnant, she really can make a choice as to not whether or not to get pregnant. There's birth control. She can make a man put on a condom, yada, yada, yada. But if she's having sex without condoms and she's not requiring a man to wear a condom, then she's just as responsible as that man for getting pregnant.
Well, but then who's more responsible though? Because
the man, because I'm gonna tell you why the man is more responsible. Okay, I can lay in my bed and I can get me a toy and I can have multiple orgasms. Guess what? I won't get pregnant by myself, right? I won't get pregnant by myself. I won't get pregnant because of my orgasm. It won't happen. If I have an orgasm with a man, I won't get pregnant because I had an orgasm with a man. Now, if a man has an orgasm and he comes inside of a woman, that's his sperm, his responsibility, his baby. That makes him more responsible because with him coming inside of a woman, that's a possibility of getting a woman pregnant. Me orgasming can never make me pregnant I can't get pregnant off of orgasm, off my own orgasm. Let me say that. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Okay, so what you're saying though, if two people are consenting to having sex, now this is what confused me about a lot of women, because they will go into a situation knowing that it's just for sex. Because when I tell women to just don't have sex so you don't have to worry about getting pregnant, they like, oh, we like having sex, they like the orgasm, they like to feel good and all this stuff. And then you go into a situation knowing it's just for sex, and then you get pregnant and you keep the baby, even though you guys both agreed that the sex was just for the pleasure and not for reproduction. That part confuses me, because my thing is, you can't say that it's the man's responsibility to prevent pregnancy and say that, the woman gets to decide if she's gonna keep the baby or not. Because if you gonna decide to make the decision, you're gonna be making decisions on whether or not you're gonna keep the baby, then you need to take the full-blown responsibility on preventing the baby, because you can't have it both ways.
Apparently you can. According to child support courts all across America, you can. So that's why it's more important for a guy to protect himself and protect it. Because the thing about it is, I feel like guys be crazy as hell to leave their ejaculation in somebody else's responsibility. Like, you leaving your nut in somebody and you telling this person, well, I'm going to trust you to do this, that, and the third, when most times it's not even a good basis on why they even having sex in the first place besides a nut. So it's like, well, if you have sex with a woman, you leave your nut inside of her, and you let her decide what's your fate after that, that's on you. It's on whoever doesn't want the baby. If you saying that you don't want a baby, yet you coming inside of a woman, yet you doing this, that, and the third with her, that's sex. That's how sex works. You have sex, you can get pregnant. Isn't that how it works? I haven't done it in a while.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing though. If somebody wants to this is why I'm confused on, because couldn't the same thing be said for the woman? Because at the end of the day,
yes, the same thing can be said for the same things can be said for whoever doesn't want the baby. Now, if I want a baby more than you don't want the baby, and you come inside of me and you get me pregnant, and I decide that I'm keeping it, I'm putting you on child support, then you probably should have protected yourself more. If you decided that you wanted a baby, but yet I'm popping pills and I ain't saying nothing, that means I don't want the baby. I ain't gonna probably get pregnant.
But again, like I said, if men are, let's be real here, okay? there'll be a lot of very, very angry, lonely women if men only gave their attention and their penis to women that they want a relationship with. There'll be a lot of lonely women. Okay.
So do you believe in polygamy?
Where'd you get that from?
Because you're saying there will be a lot of lonely women.
Because if men only focus on women that they actually want a relationship with, a lot of women won't get any kind of attention. Because let's be real here, a lot of women won't be what a guy would want a relationship. So if that's the case, and men only giving their attention and their penis to women that they actually want a relationship with, then we will have a whole bunch of women that are lonely. And let's not act like women also don't want to just have, like, there are a lot of women who want to have sex. They want to get their rocks off. So if that's the case, then how can we really blame just men for preventing it when most of the time, studies have shown that Black men, for the most part, are the number one in wearing condoms.
I would love to see that study.
You don't think that's true?
No, I don't.
You don't think that's true?
No, I don't.
I think it's true. I don't know a lot of like most of the Black guys that I know, they don't have children. They're very adamant on not having kids. They can tell you about 3 or 4 of their favorite condom brands. Like, I believe it's true.
I mean, anybody can go to the store and be like, okay, how many guys you know? Well, that's a horrible question because I was going to be like, how many guys you know don't wear magnums? But that's a horrible question. Like, how would you know? But most guys talk about they wear magnums and stuff like that. So I don't really think that guys really know because I think guys just talk about what they hear other guys talk about. But I really don't think as many men as I see at the child support court, honey. A lot of men ain't wearing condoms and complaining when the baby comes. So I don't know. I just
say so. You would say that most babies that are born as oops babies came about from unprotected sex.
Yeah. Yes. Wholeheartedly. All babies probably came from most babies came from unprotected sex.
Okay, so then let's flip it like this. Okay, so what do you think should happen if a dude, he wears a condom, he puts on his spermicide, he lets the woman know this is just for sex, she agrees that she just wants to have sex with him, they have sex, something happened, the condom broke, whatever, and she's pregnant. He tells her he don't want the baby. He told her up front he didn't want a kid with her. Sex was just for sex. She agreed that sex was just for sex. But now she's saying she want to keep the baby. So what do you think?
Being that he went inside of this woman and he had sex with her and he knew that there was a slight possibility of getting pregnant because he is having sex with her, he is still going to have to bear the bulk of, or have to bear those responsibilities. I'm definitely not going to say the bulk of those responsibilities, but he's still going to have to bear some responsibilities because he knew that there was a risk associated with just having sex, whether he wanted a baby or not. There's a risk there.
So you don't think that a woman should know her cycle, know her body enough to say, hey,
I'm saying if the woman doesn't want the baby, I guarantee she's going to take precaution. She's going to make sure she doesn't get pregnant if she doesn't want a baby. If she wants a baby, yeah, do whatever it is you do. If I get pregnant, that's on us.
So basically what you just said, based on what you just said, then technically it is the woman who's more responsible because if a woman don't want to get pregnant, there won't be no damn baby, right?
If a woman doesn't want to get pregnant, she won't get pregnant. If a woman wants to become pregnant, she'll become pregnant.
So but if a man, basically you're saying that women are more responsible because if at the end of the day and the end all be all ends with the woman, then
I'm saying if a man knows for absolute sure, positively 100 guaranteed percent that he does not want a baby with this woman, he does not want any types of associations, dealings, whatever with this woman like that, he should be careful on who he sleeps with. There is a possibility to get pregnant from sex. If you have sex, you could probably get pregnant. I'm not going to say you're going to definitely get pregnant if you have sex, but there's definitely a possibility there. So how come that's not also on the man? Like, I never understood, like, how you crying when you went inside of this person. You left your ejaculate inside of this person.
Actually, we left his ejaculate in this situation in the condom. What she thought
was, if he left it in the condom broke, it's still a possibility.
But it, like you said before, if the woman doesn't want to get pregnant, then there won't be no pregnancy. So then if that's the case, then the woman is more responsible. Because if the man don't want to get the woman pregnant, there's still a possibility she may get pregnant, even though he used a condom, even though he used spermicide. But if a woman don't want to get pregnant, she ain't getting pregnant.
She not. If she doesn't want to get pregnant, she won't get pregnant. Huh?
So then she's more responsible then.
Like I said, if a man does not want a baby by this woman, if he positively, absolutely knows that he does not want a baby by this woman, he doesn't need to have sex with her. And I know it probably sounds crazy because most men ain't gonna have sex with women that they want to have sex with. You know, most men have sex just to get the goodies. But there is always a possibility. There's always a possibility. And so if she decides to keep the baby, that's a consequence of an action. It's okay. Like, so you feel like if a man has sex with a woman, a condom breaks and she still gets pregnant, but he doesn't want the baby, should she abort the baby?
I think that if two people who came together to have sex for the sexual pleasures of sex, and the guy used a condom, and the condom broke, I don't think she's the baby, because at the end of the day, you guys both agreed that you were not having sex to reproduce. Somebody said in the comments, Melanated Thought said, I think it's definitely the man's responsibility to use birth control. I think it's both people's responsibility to use birth control. I think the man should.
Not if the woman wants a baby. Not if she wants a baby.
So basically, you're saying that it's okay for a woman to pin a baby on a guy?
I'm definitely not saying that it's okay to do that. I'm not saying that. But if she happens to become pregnant and the man doesn't want the baby, unless he takes the baby from her stomach, that's her choice.
So you think that having a baby is the woman's decision to make?
It's been like that from the beginning for the most part, honey. It's been like that.
My shout outs to my best friend. She's in the comments, Paradox Report. She said she should know she's going to be a single mother.
She should definitely know that. She should definitely know that. If a guy doesn't want a baby, she's definitely going to be a single mom, you know, but at the same time, you know how some single moms can be, have them running back and forth to court, keeping the kid away from them, making them pay ridiculous amounts of child support. You know, but like I said, some women get pregnant on purpose for their own crazy reasons. Some lack a lot of love, and so they feel like a child can provide that. You know, a lot of reasons that a woman will just go off and get pregnant. But if a man does not want a baby by a woman, he really needs to be careful.
So what? But here's the thing, though: women have over 100-something contraceptive ways of not getting pregnant. And men
and you know what happened? And you know what happened? And you know what happened when they offered men to be on birth control? You know what happened?
What happened?
They shut all that shit down. You know why? You know why?
Why?
The side effects. But you know what happens you know what happens with a woman? You know how many side effects a woman faces with birth control?
There's a lot of side effects you can face birth control.
Yeah, but we go through it, right? So if when a man uses or don't use condoms and complain about pregnancies and child support and this, that, and the third, and they pull out, and no, that is part of your fault. If you had sex with her, do you know there's a possibility of her getting pregnant? Accept some responsibility.
So hold on though, because this is what I'm trying to
Wait a minute. Gabe said that's that BS. Gabe, y'all just need to cover it up. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
So you're saying that the woman should just automatically, the man should just automatically
give Gabe the link.
Okay, hold on. I'm sending the invites. Give me 1 second. Keep going, because I'm sending invites right now.
Okay. Wrap it up. You don't want a baby.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying that, because this is my thing with the whole birth control situation. There are so many ways of natural birth control that I really don't want to hear about birth control being
you don't want to hear
birth control. Yeah, because there's so many natural ways of birth control that that's not an excuse. That's not.
What's not an excuse of a woman becoming pregnant and a man doesn't want the baby?
You don't have to do hormonal birth control. There's natural birth controls out there.
Tell us about this natural birth control.
Okay, then there's even, what is it called? It's called neem oil that you can put that blocks out the sperm from going up to your tube. There is the Canada method, which is the most effective way of preventing pregnancy because it lets you, at least you know when you're ovulating. So if you avoid the days that you're ovulating, you really, really don't have to worry about getting pregnant.
Gabe, you saying that women have kids because they want to, they choose single motherhood, and the daddies choose child support. That's just what it is. The daddy's choosing child support. If you know you having sex with a woman, and let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, most kids ain't born with broken condom sex. Most kids are born because somebody went up in that thing raw, and you know, and so that's how that happens. Women need to admit they love raw sex more than birth control. Hell, I do love raw sex more than birth control. What are you saying? Don't you love raw sex?
Okay, so Gabe has joined the panel. Hey, Gabe.
What's up? I can't be long. I'm in work. But this bullshit talk about women and the whole birth control thing, like I've broken this down on the Coast panels, on Facebook, everywhere. I've broken this down on why it's the woman's responsibility. Because for one, she controls most of the situation before the baby gets here, and she controls the entire situation after the baby gets here. If the nigga don't want the kid, all he can do is say, hey, I don't want the child, and give you the money to get an abortion, but you ultimately make the decision. Okay? So that in itself is why it's single-handedly on the woman when it comes to conception. Now, dudes going around having raw sex, I do not condone that. But women are out here having sex with niggas that's not raw sex at that. With niggas that's not committing to them, and then they get pregnant and wonder why the nigga don't want to be there. That's hustling backwards. And the only group of women that collectively do this are black women. Sure, there are white women that do it too, but the numbers don't lie. And 70% of our children are born in single parent households to men that really didn't want to be fathers. And
but the thing about it is, if these men don't want to be fathers, if they don't want to be fathers, why are you having sex with these women raw?
Okay, why are you allowing them to have sex with you raw? That's my whole point. The woman, it is your womb. That's the thing. It is your womb. You control how I get in there, when I get in there, hell, even if I can get in. So how can you sit here and say, well, why are you having sex with me raw? Well, nigga, why are you allowing me to have sex with you raw? That's the whole point. You have all these, hold on. You have all these forms of birth control. You have all these options on how not to get pregnant. And then you want to sit around and say, well, the men. That's bullshit.
How is it bullshit if you're talking to a person that wants a baby, if you're talking to a woman that wants a baby, and I allow you to come inside of my womb, but you don't want the baby?
Why are you letting men nut in you that have not committed to you?
I'm not saying that.
No. Answer the question. Why are you letting men nut in you that have not committed to you? This is what I'm talking about. Black women hustle backwards. You don't give no man your raw pussy. Hold on. You do not give a man your raw pussy and you're not married to him. Can we just start there?
You don't give a man your raw pussy and you're not married to him.
Y'all love to fuck, and it's okay. Y'all want to fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and be the moral police. Right. I'm not gonna sit here and say y'all don't need to be out here fucking. I'm not even gonna go there. But at least be safe. You chicks to be out here raw dogging every nigga y'all come across. When you have raw sex, when you have sex with somebody and you having sex raw, it needs to be with your husband. Simple as that.
In a perfect world, it does, and I wholeheartedly agree.
What you need to do, the reality that y'all out here hoeing like that, there's whole behavior. That's why a lot of these dudes don't want to commit to y'all in the first place. What you need to do is educate these women on how not to bring babies into this world. And you first, as simple as that, if you want to sit here and say birth control is so bad, just teach them how to have safe sex. Damn, and you can do the calendar method. You chicks know when y'all can conceive. That's the funny part. Y'all can only conceive 7 days out the goddamn month. And y'all want to sit here and blame men on why y'all get pregnant. That's bullshit. Simple as that.
Because that is a man's fault. If a man's orgasm causes him to get somebody pregnant, I can't get anybody pregnant.
I can't get you pregnant if you tell me to strap up. Simple as that.
Let me finish my point.
I can only enter you how you allow me to. If you tell me to put a condom on or it ain't going down, I'm going to grab a condom.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. If you decide to come, if we have sex and you don't want the baby and I get pregnant, then I'm allowed to, and you're right, it is hustling backwards. It definitely is hustling backwards. But if the man don't want the baby, wouldn't it be on the man to protect himself if he don't want the baby?
It's on the man. I'm not saying that they're 100% like there's no responsibility there.
What would you say the percentage? What would you say the percentage was? What would you say the percentage?
90-10 because y'all control. Wait a minute. You control most of the situation. You control most of the situation.
Yeah, we control. I would say
you control the situation beforehand and afterwards. What don't you understand about that? It's ABC 1, 2, 3.
So then let's just say black men love being on child support.
See, that's bullshit. And then I'm not even going to get into the whole having the white man in your business shit. I'm not even going to go there. My thing is this. Y'all sit up and complain about dudes not wanting to be there and putting them on child support and shit. And all I'm telling you is most black women's trials and tribulations are self-inflicted. And this is one of those things where the trials and tribulations are self-inflicted.
Most people's trials and tribulations are
so you sitting here telling me that you got over 30 different forms of birth control. You got condoms. You got
I don't want to become pregnant. I won't become pregnant.
All these methods, but still we got to put, we going to split the blame? But you got most of the control.
Yes.
But we gonna split the
Yes.
blame. That's dumb as
Yes.
hell.
We're
It
gonna
is
split
on
the
the
blame.
it is on the woman's. It is on the woman to first and foremost understand she does not need to bring children into the world without a ring. See, this is the thing. When you are a woman, the highest honor a man can give you is his last name. And the highest honor that you as a woman can give a man is his child. It should be an even exchange. You should not give him a child to carry on his legacy unless he has chosen you to carry on his legacy, to give you his last name. That's what y'all don't tend to understand. The Hispanic women get it, the white women get it, the Asian women get it, and here we are 100 years later, black women still scratching their head talking about they don't know what to do. It's simple as that. Point blank, period. You don't give a man a child. You don't give a man a child, and you do not give a man your raw pussy unless he has committed to you by giving you his last name and giving you a ring. Period. Simple as that. And if black women begin to do that, if black women begin to do that, a lot of the issues and the troubles that they're having in relationships, child support, and all that, absentee fathers, which is a myth, will be solved. Period. Point blank.
So, Gabe, do you have sex outside of relationships?
I mean, who doesn't? But I'm safe. I'm not out here raw dogging every chick I come across. I'm not out here raw dogging every chick I come across. That's what dumbasses do. Like you women that sit up here and let these dudes. I don't raw dog no woman. I don't do that. That's dumb shit. Like when women are out here raw all these damn kids they get, I just look at that. That's stupid shit. We're not animals. We're civilized individuals. Animals run around and have raw damn sex. I ain't no goddamn animal. I'm a fucking human being. So I'm gonna strap up and protect myself like a human should.
So when does the condom come off?
Man. Y'all want to sit here and bitch
when does the condom come off? Be honest, when does the condom come off?
It don't come off. It don't come off. No, it don't come off. I'm not a dumbass. I'm not sitting up here. So,
Gabe, so would you say that you're the exception because
I'm not the exception. I'm not the exception.
Not the exception?
But what I'm trying to tell you is if you women do not want to have, if you keep complaining about fathers not being there, you need to protect your womb. Period. Simple as that.
But the thing about it is, you know what? A lot of women kind of relish in being single moms nowadays. If we're being honest, a lot of women do kind of relish in the thought, in the feelings of being single moms. And I don't agree with that. I think it's a shame, to be honest. But a lot of women kind of relishing in the thoughts.
It is a shame. It's nothing to be proud of. Hell, the numbers tell you. And if you ask most single moms if they're real with you when the kids get old and grown, was it cool being a single mom? If they're honest, they'll tell you no. And I've talked to some that have actually been honest with me. They'll never say this in public, but they're always honest and say the biggest mistake I ever made in my life was having kids. And men are telling y'all, this is what I don't get. Men are telling y'all we're not signing up to be step pappies. I'm not raising another man's seed. We're not signing up to do that bullshit. Y'all still out here want to produce kids, and y'all wonder why y'all can't get married. Y'all
lie about that shit too.
That is not true. We'll fuck you, but we'll never be with you. And the numbers don't lie that. And the numbers prove that to be true. If that was not the case, you will be married at a much higher rate than you are. You're the least desired people in the world because you're not listening. The numbers prove that men aren't signing up for that bullshit. We'll be by ourselves before we'll raise another man's child. And we sitting here, we're telling y'all that, and you still not getting it. That's the funny part. It's bullshit.
Because I don't feel like most women, I feel like everybody's kind of limited in their views because I don't feel like most single moms go through that. I feel like
most single moms, again, there is a difference between being desired and being a fuck toy. And most single moms are batting practice. We need to be honest.
You really think that?
I know that.
I don't
think the thing about y'all, what y'all don't understand, and I've said this on other panels before, and I've said this on Facebook. I'm in these secret groups with these men. I know how I'm a man, so I can tell you how we think, but I got other friends, other men, other states, and other countries saying the same damn thing. We're not signing up to be stepdads. It's a damn shame. And y'all wonder why y'all the least married people on earth. We're not doing it. You have the most bastard kids and you're the least married. Now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but 1 + 1 does equal 2. So I'm just saying that we put 2 and 2 together here.
So okay, this is what I'm trying to get from this whole conversation. So Gabe, you're saying that a lot of women don't realize that having all these oops babies and choosing to have babies out of wedlock is what keeps them single.
Yes, it does. And the bad attitude and being overweight. But that's neither here nor there. It's mostly the babies. The babies and the bad attitude keeps black women single. And studies show that to be true. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Let me ask you a question,
Gabe. Do you think that black women want to be married at the same rate as they used to be?
Yeah, they want to be. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. They just know they don't qualify.
Oh, wow.
So you think that
most black women do not qualify to be wives. You're overweight, you have a bad attitude, you have emotional baggage, physical baggage, and you got kids.
Okay, guys, so my closest friend has joined Paradox Report. You want to say hi? You want to speak? Give us your thoughts on this discussion on who's responsible for the kids or not? You have to unmute yourself.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I mean, look, Gabriel does have a point, but here's what I am gonna say, without going too deep, is that it's both people's responsibility. But here's the thing: as women, we have the womb, so we absolutely have to be more careful because we're left with, you know, the burden, if you will, of having children. And when you know better, you do better. Now, as far as what Gabe said, I'll agree with him on this much. Sometimes it is that attitude because I've had pretty good guys after having my children. I have 2 children, 17 and 20. And I want to say, what was that? Like 2006 to 2009, I had a steady man that it could have been more, but I got a bit beside myself. I was a lot disrespectful, and I didn't realize how powerful and how important a 2-family bond or union is for a child. I mean, you know, but then you don't really know until you start going through the bullshit of like what I go through with my teenager. And then that's when you really realize, especially with a young male, that you need some sort of foundation. So whose responsibility is it? I mean, look, it's both parties. We both should be choosing better, but we shouldn't be sleeping with people that don't want us and don't see us as partners.
I agree with that. That's good. That's good game.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all out here raw dogging these dudes. Y'all know these dudes don't fuck with y'all like that.
He's right.
Y'all know that. Like, we just need to start being real.
My whole point is y'all out here raw dogging chicks and y'all know y'all don't want kids by her. So that's my point.
That's cool. I understand that. And I did say the man does hold some responsibility. I talk about that all the time. Dudes need to start raw dogging chicks they really don't want to be with. But when you're talking about a distribution of responsibility, again, you control the situation before and after. To be honest, we at y'all mercy when we nutting y'all. We can only hope for the best, like on some real shit. So, with that being said, when the child does come, and I'm not 100% against child support. Some niggas need to be on child support. You know what I'm saying? But again, if we're talking about responsibility, it is your womb. If you tell me ain't no sex going down tonight, what can I do? Unless I want to go to jail for a long ass time, I can't do shit. If you tell me you ain't getting up in here till you strap up, I better go grab a condom and put it on if I'm trying to have some fun. Period. Ain't no getting around it. That's the point. You not getting there. You trying to fight that point. You can't.
No. Let me say this because being a single mom is probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life. It's the hardest thing that I do. Because there is no father in my home, but at the same token, if a guy does not want a kid and he knows he's adamant about not wanting a kid with this person, why are you having,
and we skipping out on an important point too,
which is what
most decent black dudes aren't having. Hold on. Most decent black men don't have kids. In fact, most black men do not have children.
But I'll say
most single black men do not have children. Those are facts.
The ones who are very responsible, you're right, Gabe. But what I will say is this, because what Gabe said about the nasty attitudes, that I'm not gonna label us all that, but I think it's a level of maturity and it's a lack of self-respect. And this is why I end up sleeping with people. Because look, I've had somebody get me pregnant on purpose at like a couple of years ago. And I can't believe it's a grown-ass man.
We call them dusty dudes. We call them dusty dudes on my channel. Yeah, and that's only about 20% of men. That's about 20% of black men. We call them the Dusties. We call them the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Walmart Tavias. That's what most black women are having kids with. You're not having kids with me or John in HR or Mark the engineer or David the lawyer. You're not having kids with them. You're not having kids.
Y'all showed me at child support court.
But the Dusties do. The Dusties do. And I would say this: any man that's responsible, if he's in child support court, is usually because he's going through a divorce. The woman divorced him and she's putting him on child support. Those are facts too. You can look those numbers up. Most black men that are single do not have kids. Do not. So who y'all having the kids with? Danielle.
Well, my baby daddy ain't had but none when we had our child, and he still ain't got but one, which is our child. So and my baby daddy got a master's degree. So my baby daddy was far from a thug, baby. Not over here. Don't do that.
Okay, that just because he a thug don't mean he's not dusty.
I said no, my baby daddy is not dusty. He's not dusty.
He's not dusty.
He's not dusty.
I'll say this. Sometimes too, you get with a guy, because I have a situation like that. My son's father. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but he has his own issues, his own challenges, his own habits. Yeah, he's had maintained a job for a long time now, but he's not there consistently for his son. That's his only child. But I mean, let's be honest. I don't want to talk negatively about my son's father, but he's low key a scrub, or not even really low key. Yeah, you got a job, but he's not consistent. So again, unfortunately, but fortunately, we are held accountable. The men are responsible, but like Gabriel said, we have the power before and after. It's just that we're not in the right mind space and we don't value ourselves enough. That's what it boils down to.
I can agree to that. I can agree with that.
All right, but so I win the argument, Danielle. Argument over. Choose better, do better, protect your womb. Next topic.
The next topic is can black men control black women?
What do you mean by control? Wow.
I think that can go both. That can go a lot of different ways. You have to have a certain type of mentality to want to control someone. I think any race can control that can go across the board. It depends on what kind of person you are and why you feel the need to manipulate or control someone is because you lack control in your own life.
Let me ask you this. Would you say that Asian men controlled Asian women?
I don't really know any Asians to really speak on that.
I'm saying as a culture.
Well, my uncle is married to an Asian girl, but they're more, I guess, I don't know if you would call it urban, but control, not so much, but I'm not in their home. I'm not around them enough to know. They're in Cali. So
I posted this question on one of my Facebook pages, and it kind of made me think. So I was looking at something with some Asian people, and I was thinking about black people, and I was like, wow, it doesn't seem like black men have control of their communities, right?
Oh. Mhm.
Gabe, would you say that black men had control of the black community or
No,
single mothers?
the black community is a matriarchy.
Okay.
So what do you mean though with define control though? Because I think that's what's kind
I'm saying control as in when Asian men speak, black women ain't all up in their face, yelling, hollering, being disrespectful to them. I don't see that kind of stuff go on the way I see it go on with black people.
Well,
And
sorry.
Oh, you can go ahead.
I'll say this. That's more of like a urban, and I hate to use the word urban. That's more of like the last 30 years or 20 something years where you see more disrespect. Not like it hasn't been going on, but I mean, my grandfather had control of his household. You know, I can see where like my godparents, before he passed away, he's got control of his household. A lot of these older couples, they have a certain amount of respect. But yeah, it is a little more of a control aspect because the man is the provider. You know, when the man is not the provider, the woman kind of has control, and then that's not a good mesh. If the woman is earning more and there's not a level of respect for one another, or the man feels inadequate, then there's a lack of respect and a lack of control of the household.
Well, Daniel, why do you think that black men don't have control over their women? Why do you think that that's the case?
Because the white man told them not to respect the black man.
No,
That's what it is.
Because it's
society told them fuck them niggas, and they said yeah, they signed up for that shit. That's why.
Right.
But how is it that a black man allowed these white men to come in and say that to their women and allow that to go down? How was that possible?
That was possible by the foul shit that was inflicted on our people. That was a whole
So what happens is the government came in, like we know about this, and this was during the time of like the Moynihan Report and all that bullshit. So the government comes in, they take the resources out the community so black men cannot provide for their women. And they told women, hey, look, we'll give you benefits, we can give you WIC, Section 8, all your bills paid, just don't have no man up in here. Okay? And so that happened, and that's been going on.
Wait a minute. So we're gonna sit here and act like black men didn't usher the biggest drug era in the history of the United States?
No, the government did that.
We're not gonna act like we're not gonna say anything about that.
The government did that. The government pushed crack cocaine into our neighborhoods. The government did that.
So we're gonna act like black men didn't benefit off of crack cocaine, the sales of crack cocaine.
How did black men benefit from crack cocaine?
Yeah, I need to know.
How did black men benefit from crack cocaine?
When I was young, now I'm gonna tell you what I recall. When I saw dudes who sold crack, I saw them rolling up in these BMWs.
Right, and 10 years later, a lot of them end up incarcerated or dead.
Yeah, they did. As a consequence but they did.
This is what happened. Let me just say what happened. Government comes in, takes away the jobs. The black men have no way to provide for the women. But they tell the women, hey, we can provide for you if you just take the man out of your home. It's the biggest act of treason of the 20th century. The black woman turning their back on the black man and saying, give me those benefits. Because you couldn't go to Asian women or Hispanic women or Arab women or even white women and say, hey, I'm going to give you these benefits, kick the men out. They'll tell you go to hell. That was proven in the 2016 election when most white women voted for Donald Trump. When as a collective, women of other groups vote for patriarchy. They put patriarchy first. It's not necessarily a control mechanism. They just know that they cannot advance or move ahead without their men. White men and white women don't even really like each other. We know this, but they understand when it comes down to policy, politics and for power and dominance, the family structure is what's important. All other groups understand this. Black women are the only group of women that really do not truly understand this. White women, white women and white men. Hold on. White women and white men don't even get along. They can't stand each other. But when it comes time to subjugate your black ass, they all of a sudden they can get on one accord.
But how is it that black men as a whole put everything on black women? When does it become the responsibility of a black man to take care of his community?
I'm just telling you history and facts. I'm not telling you anything that's incorrect.
No,
that's
just
what
that
happened.
video comes on kind of strong, and you got to be able to kind of read between that and just sort it out.
That's dead ass what happened.
We're not against. There's a lot of shit. We're the most violated race and
people on earth. Yes, exactly.
So it's like once you know that, it's like we have a lot of work to do between us, and I feel what both sides are saying. But the reality of it is we don't have. We're building back, but we don't have that family structure, like he's saying.
And I'm not saying black men are 100%. And I'm going to do a broadcast later today talking about dusty niggas. I understand the dynamic. I do.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you the facts. When the government came to black women and said, here are government benefits, turn your back on your men, that was the biggest act of treason of the 20th century for black folks. It would have never happened to any other group. It should have never happened to us. Mm-hmm. If black women had not taken that, we'd be in a different position today. So here we are, we're trying to break ground and fix shit. Ain't gonna happen overnight.
But you can't blame the black woman just solely on that, because then we'd have to dig deeper. And what were the actual, what was the climate? If the men weren't able to get jobs, then that was what the black woman would have to deem that they would have to do at that point. And then be sneaking the man in.
So I always put it on white supremacy. Like, I never take my eye off the main enemy. The main enemy is white supremacy. That's what the enemy is.
But wait a minute. I guess I can understand that from a standpoint of, okay, white supremacy is responsible for most of the bad stuff that's happened to our people. But the thing about it is, it just seems like our people go against each other so hard and so hard. And it's like we're not trying to come up with solutions, but steady pointing the fingers at each other.
No, I understand that. I'm more, and most people most millennials are looking for solutions. This is why people like Tariq Nasheed and Jason Black are so popular, is because they provide solutions for folks. I understand what you're saying. Like, okay, what's the solution? The solution, first and foremost, we need to stop having these babies out of wedlock. This is the thing. I'm going to say this and I got to go. Dr. Claude Anderson always says that if black people want to survive the next 100 years, they have to build a community. And he has like 5 pillars of the community. And all a community is made up of a collective of families. So if we're looking for a solution, first and foremost, we can't fight white supremacy unless we get the family structure under control. We got to learn to love each other, appreciate each other, and have a family unit. That's all a community is. It's a collective of families. And what is a family? A family is a man, a woman, and the legacy, which are the children. And if you don't have the family base, you can't do anything else. You can't fight blight. You can't fight poverty. The biggest transfer of wealth comes through marriage. And if you're the least married person, the least married group of people on earth, no wonder you're so poor and you're so broke. So the first thing you got to do is you got to fix the family unit and the family structure. Once that is fixed, you can begin to build a community, and that community can fight white supremacy in the form of government, education, politics, etc. So that's the solution. I got to get back to work. I got 30 more minutes. If y'all still on, I'll hop back on there.
Thank you, Gabe, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Gabe has his own YouTube channel. You want to drop the link in the comment section, you can. I think it's the Black. What is Gabe's YouTube channel name again? Danielle.
Oh, girl, don't make me lie. Drop it in the link, Gabe, if you hear us.
Yeah. Go ahead. So this was actually very good discussion for our very first panel. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Gabe and also my close friend.
Thank you, Paradox Report.
Oh yes, thank you. I was happy to join.
Thank you so much.
We're going to be having our next panel. I want to say Monday. So yeah, well, I would update our page. If you guys know our page on Facebook, the link is in the description box. It is the Introspect. My page on Facebook is the Marisank Fatah. And if you want to follow us, go ahead and follow us on Facebook to have updates on when we're going to go live and what our next topic is going to be. I really enjoyed this panel, especially for it to be our first YouTube live. I think you did really, really good. What do you think, Danielle?
Girl, I was so nervous and so sweaty and so nervous. And I'm like, holy shit, it's our first live. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But I think once we get into it.
Because my camera on my laptop was working. Mercury retrograde is the funniest thing ever because my camera was working until I tried to go live.
Wow. But good job. And we'll see you guys later.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.